It's been an amazing week, Cliniko family and friends. Hello, it's your friendly neighborhood support friend, Rachel here, and I'm here to share with you news, updates, changes, and more that happened in Cliniko this week. Where do I start? Well, we released a preferred first name option for patients. You can now create a record of communications with your patients. We've updated the look of the communications page, added some prevention measures so you don't lose bookings you're in the middle of creating, updated how we handle merging of patients, and changed how communications work with certain permission settings enabled. Wowza. Let's go over everything in more detail in this episode of Cliniko This Week. As you may have guessed, the general theme of the new releases and changes this week is communications. Whether you're communicating face-to-face via email, SMS, Skype, or even Pigeon, we've added a lot of features and changes that will assist with your communications. First, we now allow you to add a preferred first name for all patients. If Harry Potter now wants to go by the Chosen One, perfect! Simply head to the patient's file, and when you edit, you'll now see the preferred first name field. Once a preferred first name is entered, you'll now see the preferred first name throughout various locations within Cliniko, including places like their file, appointments, the patient list, reports, and more. That way, when your patient enters the door for their appointment, you can now address them as the chosen one, like they deserve. We will still, however, use the first and last name in places like invoices, treatment notes, and payments. If you want to address communications to your patients using their preferred first name, this is also now possible. To do this, if you're a power receptionist or admin, you'll now see within appointment reminders, letter templates, or invoice settings that the patient dropdown has an option to add the preferred first name placeholder. If you add this and a patient does not have a preferred first name, we'll automatically default to their first name. So I recommend updating your settings if you'd like to now include preferred first name in your communications. Moving to our next communications related update, you can now record communications that took place outside of Cliniko's SMS and emails. That's right, if a conversation took place outside of a letter, emailed communication, or invoice, having a record of what took place is vital. To record a communication, head to the communications section of any patient's file. You'll then see the option to add communication, including the type of communication, if the communication was initiated by you or the party, who it was from and to, as well as a section to include what was discussed or a general description of the communication. If what was discussed was confidential, practitioners and administrators can tick this option under privacy, and only other practitioners or administrators can then view the details of what was discussed. We're really excited about this new feature, but reach out to us via help, chat with us if you have any feedback. Next, we still have more changes related to communications. If you head to the communications page or communications section of a patient's file, you'll now see we've added labels to communications. Instead of a separate column for category, it'll appear as a label next to the type. So at a glance, it'll be easier to see what emails, SMS messages, or even memos you've sent, received, or added. The final change to communications, I know, there's more, is to how the permission setting practitioners cannot see any financial details works for communications. Practitioners will see that financial communications exist, i.e. an invoice has been emailed, but will not be able to see the content of those communications. Again, this will only be hidden if this setting is enabled. That completes the change for communications. We have two more remaining updates. One for the appointments page and the other related to how we handle treatment notes when merging patients. On the appointments page, if you start to create a booking, then accidentally leave the page, select cancel, or anything that would cause you to lose the work you started, you'll now see a pop-up confirming you intended to stop the changes or appointments you were creating. Next, for treatment notes, if you started a treatment note, merged the patient, then saved the treatment note you started before the merge, it would not transfer to the newly merged patient. The treatment note would technically be in the account, but not easily accessible since it was assigned to the old patient behind the scenes. Now, if this situation happens, we will transfer the treatment note without issue. Well, it's been such an exciting week, and spoiler, we still have some amazing new features to share with you next week. Which means I'll have to come back to continue sharing news, updates, changes, and more with you. Until next week, bye Cliniko family!